Good morning. So this is a video that I was asked to do for assembling our recipe box folders. So I did 3, 6, 7, and I'm going to assemble the 8th one. Now this one is different than the one that I did in class with you. This one is for my own kitchen because I am loving the bees. So they have a nice magnetic closure. Of course, I still have to label them with what's going to be in them, but this video is simply to show you how to assemble these envelopes. All right, so I'm going to set those aside. And I'm going to grab my envelope pieces, okay? All right, so I do have all of my decorator pieces here too. So this first piece was labeled U in class, and it measures 12 inches by 6 inches. So this piece was 6 by 12. We notched it here. Ooh, I'm going a little blurry. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we notched it. That notch was 2 inches in from each side, and then we cut this edge off. And then on the bottom, so we scored each side at, I can't even remember, 3/8 of an inch. 3/8 of an inch. And then we scored the bottom at 5/8 of an inch and 1. Okay. Then we cut out just the bottom one. So this is a flap. Okay, we cut up, but we left a flap there on both sides. Okay. And I have folded on all the edges. Okay, then we have the top flap piece. And this one measures 11¼ inches by 7 inches. And we also scored this one at 5/8 of an inch and 1, just on one long side. And then our last piece measures 12 inches by, I believe it was 9. So yep, 12 inches by 9. And we scored on the 2 short sides at 3/8 of an inch. Okay, that's it. So I'm just going to take a second and I'm going to fold. And I'm going to burnish my score marks on all 3 pieces here. There we are. And then this one has already been done. All right, so we are going to start off here. I notice I got a little edge here that I need to clean up a little. It's got a little something there, a little, maybe my blade was dull when I cut it. Okay, so I'm going to take my top flap and I'm going to set that aside. Okay, I'm going to use my back flap, and I'm going to use the bottom flap that was notched out. And I'm going to take, boy, this is so hard to see on this black paper, isn't it? So let me grab my white gel pen. Okay, so I have a score mark right there. Okay, I'm going to put glue on only that section of the flap. So it's the bottom. I'm not going to put any glue on this little section or on the front. Okay. And you can use score tape if you want. Like I said, score tape doesn't always hold forever. Like, it'll hold in an instant, but I find in our weather in Montana, it doesn't always like stay true to its word. All right, now I'm going to take, I'm going to fold that over at the glued edge, and I'm going to line up these two pieces edge to edge. So this edge, and this edge are all lined up. So I don't know if you can see that. Of course you cannot. Okay. Here's my little score line, and then here's the front of it. Okay. So I'm just going to rub that until it's good and dry. Okay. And I can open it and I can press it down like that. Okay. So that's the first section. Okay. That's all we're going to do for that. Now we're going to take the top flap, and in this section, okay, I still have my little section here, and then the front, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put glue there, and then we'll fold on that first score line, and we're going to line it up in between these two flaps on the opposite end of our bottom piece, okay? Just like lots of glue because we don't want it to fall apart. Then I'm going to line it up between the two score marks. Remember, this piece is only 11¼ inches. Okay. So here's my two flaps on the outside edges. Okay. Just like that. So now I have this super long piece. I'm going to take my okay, so here we are, one super long piece. I notice I have a little, it's off a little, but you know what? We're just going to make it work. Okay, now we're going to take these flaps here, and I'm just going to fold them up. I'm not going to worry about them. And then I'm going to take my edge and I'm going to fold it in. And then I'm going to square up my bottom, and I'll put glue on the edge here. And then I'll hold this edge up. And I'll do that to both sides to make the actual pocket piece. Okay? Tuck my flap in, I'm going to square up my bottom, and then I'm just going to lightly press and rub. Yes, I'm rubbing this part right until that glue sets up. You can take it, set it on its side, give it a little pressure from the inside. Okay, that should work. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Turn my piece around. Put glue on that outside flap. Tuck that little flap in. And then I'm going to bring up the edge. And I'm just going to make sure you keep the bottom square. Okay. Just like that. There we go. Okay. Now I can take my scissors and cut this flap. Now you have two choices. You can completely cut this flap off, or you can just glue it in. And I chose on mine to glue my flap down just because it made the edge of my folder just a little bit thicker and more reinforced. Okay. Just like that. All right. Now, before we get too far in the decorating, this is the point that we need to add our magnets. So let me grab my magnets. I got these off Amazon, but I'm going to use these round ones. I think I used square ones in the class, but I have the round ones, so let's just use them up. Okay. And I've gotten a lot of practice with magnets lately, so I'm going to show you a little trick. So this is just some score tape. I'm going to pick up one magnet, not both. Kind of fold this over here and figure out about where I want it. Now I'm going to try and center it the best I can, but it's not going to be like a big deal if it's not, okay? So that's one magnet. I taped it down, okay? That should be good to go. I want to tape the other magnet on the top, on the inside of this flap. So I'm going to take this magnet and I'm going to drop it on that score tape, okay? Got ahead of myself. I'm going to have to take that off now. I need to put score tape sticky side up and then drop it. Oh, it didn't drop very well. It did drop just fine, but my score tape moved. And this is how we're going to keep it stuck in place. There we go. So sticky side up. Now, keeping my top square. Okay, this is important to keep that top piece square before you stick it down. Okay. And then press on both sides, and there we go. Now we have our magnet stuck on the top and the bottom, and it works perfectly. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to decorate this one. And first I want to grab my corner rounder and I want to round these top two corners. Okay, and this solid is for the inside. And I'm going to round the top two corners of that. And we're going to stick that down right there. So here I can take this sticky off the magnet. There we are. And I'm going to center that. You're going to make sure you give it a good press on both sides of the magnet. Okay. Then this piece measures 1/4 of an inch. You can see it's too long, so I'm just going to trim it. There we go. And for this piece, it's just easier for me to do one glue strip down the center of that inner fold line. There we go. And then this last piece that I have here is going to get glued right there and tucked inside the back of the pocket. All right, here we go. So now I have the pieces that I'm going to be gluing on, which I feel like I'm missing a piece, but we'll have to figure it out. So obviously this piece goes here, but I haven't trimmed that part out. So let me grab my paper trimmer. And we are going to line that up at the 1/4 inch mark. And hopefully that, nope, a little bit more. There we go. Little trim spot there. Little trim spot there. Take this tape off here. With the backing off. There we are. I'm going to line that up the best we can. Give it a good press. Remember, press really good around that magnet. I'm also going to flip it over and just stick my hand in there to give it a good press. Okay. So this piece is cut for the back side. All right, there we go. Center that up. Of course, my dog has to start barking. Flip it over. Give it a good press. Now, I am hoping that somewhere in my package here, I have my top piece. That must be it right there. Perfect. Now, I know my beads are upside down, so I want to turn around. Xena, stop. These two right here, and then we will glue that down right there. Now this paper that I used for my own personal one, I'll show you. It was by, I believe, Echo Park. And I used 2 packages of it. And I still did not have quite enough. But, you know, I did do 8 folders, so that could be, you know, a little bit of it. This is sticking out just a little. I'm going to hold it in there. But no part of that paper pack went to waste, okay? So let me show you what I have left of 2 paper packs. So I still am going to, so I cut apart, those are all the cut aparts from 2 paper packs. I have 2 more in here, but, okay. So these are just the cut aparts that I didn't want to lose. Like, I love cut aparts. So I have my 2 sticker sheets, and I'm going to use all these cut aparts and sticker sheets to actually go back and decorate. But this is literally all I have left. Yeah, Echo Park, and it was called Be Happy. 2 paper packs. I have some cardstock scraps in here. But I literally used almost all of 2 paper packs. And I'm going to tell you, that is satisfying. Okay. Obviously, I have lots of like the branding strips, but I saved them just in case I wanted to use this little section in the middle. Okay. I'm probably not going to use them, so I could probably throw all those little strips away now. Okay. Yeah, look at all these branding strips that I saved. Just in case. Pull out my cardstock pieces. And then our pile continues to get smaller and smaller and smaller. All right, so I'll throw those away. The last thing that I need to do to finish is I need 3/4 inch strips to cover this, this, and this. So we have the gray bees, but I don't think I want that one. In the back is this, so this would look good right there, right? Okay, so we'll cut that down, make sure it's 1/4 inch. And the 2 side pieces, I could use this yellow and black. All right. So I don't even know if I even have enough here for an actual project. Maybe I will turn these strips, because that's literally what they are, into some fun like cards. Like this is the biggest piece, the widest piece. Okay. Otherwise, strips, strips, and strips. Oh, that's a pretty big piece. So that is like my biggest piece out of all of these scraps. I had thought about thinking, oh, I could make like a little mini album. Nope, I did not have enough pieces to do a mini album. All right, so that's my pattern pieces. That's it from 2 full packs. So let me grab my trimmer here. And I'm going to, now, remember, I like my removable tape. And because this strip is so tiny, I don't want it to move in my trimmer. I'm just going to take a piece of tape there. There we are, 1/4 inch strip. I'll put this strip in there. Put my tape there. And that one will go here. And then I said this piece, we might only need 1 because it's only halfway. Oh yeah, 1 will be enough. All right. Keep it as straight as I can. Watch my head there, sorry. There we go. Now this one's a little harder because I can't lay it flat, but I can glue it down and trim it off. And I do have enough strips where I could add a strip to the bottom, but I'm not going to do that. we'll see what I have left after I decorate each folder. So here we are. This is what I have left. I can't wait to see what I come up with, those and that. So, all right, thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful for you to assemble your envelopes for the recipe box. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas.